There's a new chapter unfolding in a bribery scheme involving ComEd. A multi-million-dollar lawsuit is now demanding refunds for customers. WGN's Gaynor Hall is live with details. Hi, Gaynor.
Hi, Taman. The suit accuses ComEd of violating the Consumer Fraud Act in Illinois and overcharging. And the plaintiff's attorneys say millions of ComEd customers deserve a refund.
Even though ComEd has already paid a $200 million fine, I think it's important to keep in mind that not a penny of that is going to the ComEd ratepayers.
ComEd slapped with a class action lawsuit filed on behalf of 3 individuals and 3 businesses, aiming to eventually include a large percentage of ComEd customers. The suit says through rampant and widespread corruption in the form of bribery of Illinois elected officials, ComEd and its parent company Exelon deprived ratepayers of vast sums of money totaling in the hundreds of millions, if not billions, of dollars. And it says ratepayers who were the unknowing victims of this corrupt scheme were left without recourse until now.
We're here to find out what the full extent of their profits were as a result of this admitted bribery scheme and to make sure that that gets refunded to the ratepayers.
During his first court appearance today, ComEd's arraignment was set for next week on bribery charges involving House Speaker Michael Madigan's political operation. Madigan has not been charged and denies wrongdoing. In response to the lawsuit, ComEd released a statement saying in part, "We apologize for the past conduct that did not live up to our values and have made significant improvements to our compliance practices to ensure that nothing like it ever happens again." The improper conduct described in the deferred prosecution agreement, however, does not mean that consumers were harmed by the legislation that was passed in Illinois. The statement goes on to say the bipartisan legislation resulted in substantial benefits for customers, including improved reliability and billions of dollars in savings. As part of that deferred prosecution agreement, ComEd admitted to the scheme, agreed to cooperate with the federal investigation, and pay a $200 million fine, acknowledging that the benefits to ComEd from the legislation exceeded $150 million. And the plaintiff's attorneys say it's likely much more than that.
There's absolutely no question that Commonwealth Edison has a systematic problem with telling the truth. We've seen it repeatedly in a number of different matters over time. When it's in their benefit to cut a deal with the federal government, they will cut the deal. When they're asked to be held accountable to the ratepayers, then they will go back on that agreement.
ComEd's arraignment is set for August 5th. The Tribune reporting ComEd's attorney said today that if the company did have to enter a plea, it would be not guilty. Also, the Illinois Commerce Commission is holding a hearing with ComEd executives for tomorrow. Reporting live from home tonight, Gaynor Hall, WGN News. Back to both of you.